Recently I had been thinking about the topic of friend zoning. Now, if you're not familiar with the term, I'm going to help you. And I'm going to be discussing friend zoning at length here. So it might be a 1 or 2 part video, and I might say some things that are going to piss people off. That's okay. Friend zoning is basically you're a single guy, you're interested in a young lady, you take her out on a few dates, you spend a whole bunch of money on her, you invest time, energy, and effort in being with her, making yourself available to her, and she winds up telling, and when you tell her, when you finally get around to telling her how you feel about her, she decides to tell you, well, I only see you as a friend. That is friend zoning. Now, if you're a young man or a young lady that's watching this, pay careful attention because I'm about to give you some really good advice. Now, friend zoning is something that is inevitable in many dating relationships. It basically is something that really takes a guy's heart and just stomps on it on the ground, because he believes that by, being nice, being passive, being all, kind and considerate, that it will win a girl over. Basically, that goes against everything, nature teaches. Females tend to respond more to aggression. Now, unfortunately, that means that women tend to favor jerks more than anybody else. That's okay. Again, natural selection, evolution, working for you. Okay? Here's how you make it work for you. Number 1, if you're interested in a young lady and you want to get to know her a little bit, you tell her right off the bat exactly what it is that you're looking for. You tell her, look, I'm physically attracted to you, and I think that you and I would make, I want to have a relationship with you that's not necessarily friendship. Just tell her that right off the bat. I'm attracted to you, I want to get to know you a little bit, and I want to see where this goes. Now, if she says no, you turn around, you walk away, you go to the next person. If she says yes, you take her on a few dates. You never spend anything more than, $60, maybe $80, depending on how, depending on what you want to do. Dinner, movie, take her to the amusement park. It's something that says, something fun, something, where the two of you can get together, get to know each other, have a good time, etc., and so on. Take her out for about 3 dates, and if she doesn't give you any kind of indication that she's interested, as in she's affectionate, she touches you like on your arm or on your shoulder or something like that. If she doesn't express any kind of physical interest whatsoever, by the 3rd date, you say thank you, appreciate the time we had together, but apparently you're not interested in me. Thank you though. Move on. Now, some folks are going to say, well, isn't that kind of sexist? Yes. But the fact of the matter is that if you're investing, if you're going to be looking for a romantic partner, it's best to be honest and upfront right away. It's best to just come right out and say what it is that you want. Because if you don't, they're not going to get it through some kind of Vulcan mind meld. You have to speak. I know, it's difficult. It's annoying. But you have to speak to them. You have to speak to women and tell them exactly what it is that you want, what it is that you're looking for. And also, it needs a little bit of courage, where if they're not willing to give you what you want, and if they're not willing to give you what you're looking for, don't settle for less. Now, if they decide to say, well, I only see you as a friend, don't be a dick. Say, okay, thank you, I appreciate the fact that you trust me enough to say that, but that's not what I'm looking for. I want a romantic partner. And if that's not something you're prepared to give me, I understand. Thank you. Thank you for your honesty, and then move on. Now, some of you guys are going to ask me, well, what if I really like her? What if I really want her? Too bad. She doesn't want you. That's when you move on. That's when you pursue other interests. Trust me, if she really wants you, she will talk to you. She will let you know that. Now, ladies, here's something that is going to be a temptation to do. You know what? I'll save that for later. Another piece of advice, guys. Do not, under any circumstances, pursue the hot chicks. Confusion, you say. I'm going to tell you why. If you're like a nerd or a geek or a gamer, hot chicks are not going to want to be around you because you're too fucking smart. You're too much of a nice guy. Or whatever. And most of the times, pretty girls, they go after jocks. They go after rockers. They go after guys that are obviously have a lot of money. So your best bet is to avoid hot chicks altogether. I mean, avoid them like, don't avoid them like the plague. Be polite, be kind, be courteous, but don't pursue them because everybody pursues them. And unless you have a fat wad of money in your pocket, unless you have a huge monstrous size appendage, you're not going to get the hot chick. Sorry, not going to happen. Go with the average girls. Heck, if you really want to be adventurous, go for the ugly ones too. Hey, come on. Let's be clear here. This is about propagation of the species. This isn't about trying to find romance. This isn't necessarily trying to find all of this nonsense called the one. This is about basically propagation of the species and making sure that you have an opportunity to at least have some form of female companionship. And hot girls are not going to give you the time of day. Don't waste your time on them, okay? Unless you know you have a bank account with over 6 figures. And, let's be honest here, who does? And unless you have a monstrous size appendage, and trust me, if you have a monstrous size appendage, people will notice. But just focus on being with girls that you're comfortable with. Being with females that you're comfortable with. And just tell them right off the bat exactly what it is that you're looking for. It makes things a little bit harder, but in the end, people know exactly what it is that you're looking for. And if you're clear and if you're concise about what you're looking for, more likely than not, you're going to get it. Especially if you apply a little bit of effort. Anyway, if you have any comments, if you have any criticisms, if you think that what I said is just absolutely horrible, sexist, chauvinistic, post video response, okay? Post comment down below. If you think what I said offends you, let's hear what you have to say. Or even if you like what I had to say. I could always use a few more, I could always use some pointers. This is Dummies the Artist signing off,
Top he come, grooving up slowly. He got juju out for